The sentence building exercise for Chapter 2 is once again a summary of the entire chapter in a single long sentence. The first version of our sentence building sentence starts like this. Let's begin to decipher it by looking for our case markers and verbs. So sixth case, third case, and then the final verb, which is another compound verb, to send, to study. So dong means to send, lopa means to study. So this is a kind of expression, verb bar verb, which means verbing in order to verb. So somebody sent someone to study is the basic verb at the end. So then we look at the beginning to see if we have a agent clearly marked, and we do have this third case marker right here. So we can see Jetson's mother. So Jetson is Milarepa. So Jetson's mother sent somebody to study is the basic outline of the sentence. Then we look for the object. Who was sent? It was Jetson, of course. So Jetson's mother sent Jetson to study. And then what it is that he was sent to study is what comes in the middle of all of that. So it's this whole phrase. So here we have the three. This is in a positive relationship between the three and then the three things that precede it. So there's black magic, curses, and hailstorms, or casting hail, comma, the three. If we want to add something to that sentence, where would we add it in? So let's find our original sentence. Here's Jetson's mother, and here is Jetson. Here is three magic, curses, and hailstorm, and here is the verb. She sent him to study those things. And then what's new is this part. And you might remember that chedu is an expression that means for the purpose of, or in order to, or for the sake of. And it's used with the sixth case marker as it is here. So Jetson's mother sent him to study hailstorms and so forth, the three of them, in order to, and then this phrase right here means to take revenge, in order to take revenge. To add a little more detail to that, here's the basic sentence that we know already, the parts of it. Here's the final verb. All of this is the same. Jetson is the object of the verb. And then we had this part, this new part, in order to take revenge. And then here's something new. And who is he taking revenge on? Uncle and aunt, marked in the fifth case. He's taking revenge from, we don't say that in English, but from uncle and aunt. Okay, to expand that a little bit more, let's see what's new in this sentence. Everything is the same up to here. So we have the verb gur. Here's a new verb phrase followed by a ne. So this, when you have verb ne, you remember it means having verbed. So gur means to send. So having sent, and then we know some vocabulary here, most of the wealth, most of her wealth, is this section, with Jetson. Here it's a la. You might sort of first think of that as to Jetson, but in English we would say having sent most of her wealth with Jetson, and then the sentence continues as before. So let's see what's new here. We have a new phrase here modifying the wealth with the sixth case marker joining the two of them. So what kind of wealth is it? It's wealth that emerged from, and then this part, selling her land, selling land. Sashing is fields or farmland. Song is to sell. So what kind of wealth is it? It's the wealth that came from selling her fields. And what's new to the sentence in this final example here comes at the end. So we see, starting here, the final verb from the previous example, so Jetson's mother sent him to study all the things described above, is followed by this dar, which means accordingly or according to something. So according to having been sent, it's hard to put that in very literal English. So sometimes we can say the first phrase ending with this verb, and then say something like in English, and accordingly, to account for this verb, to account for this particle that means according to what comes before it. So she sent him to study such and such, and therefore, or accordingly, and then we read what comes after it. So we have Jetson in the third case. Then we have the name of somebody, Lama Yungton Trogyal ne. So from this Lama, Jetson requested, down to the final verb. What did he request from the Lama? He requested the oral instructions of hailstorms, or of casting hailstorms.